So, you're scrolling through the depths of social media on how to become a productive person. And luckily for you, you found me, Cece, who used to be just as bad, if not worse, at being a productive person. And as the current and future starter you are, I will tell you my very few tips on how I went from being that extremely unproductive person to being the most productive I have ever been in my entire life. Which is by tip number 1. Take the time to look at your surroundings. And when I say look at your surroundings, I mean analyze those areas in life where you need to get the responsibilities done and or your general surroundings. And yes, this could also be peers and people that distract you from being productive. The reason why I want you to take the time to be in the present moment is not to shame you nor to guilt trip you into doing these things yourself. But it's so you can recognize, okay, where I'm at in life, where I'm at right now is not great and it's not helping me be productive. But it is okay. It'll be difficult to find a way to become more productive, but it is okay. I can do this. It is be able to tell yourself that, even if you feel like you can't. So take that time to analyze your surroundings, take mental or actual notes of your place of living or an area in life that you know is your responsibility to get things done. And it will help you recognize why you've been telling yourself, damn, I need to get more productive, than just saying it without actually looking at why you are saying it. Also, do not immediately go back to pretending that it does not exist. Do not do that. Because the point of you looking at your surroundings and analyzing it and taking those notes was to be able to go to my next step. Because not only are you aware of these things that are getting in the way of you being productive, you are now hyper aware. So with my next tip, I will tell you now, with that analyzation, how to be more productive, which is tip number 2. Formulate a reasonable plan. And heavy on it being reasonable. Because as someone who has made an immense amount of unreasonable plans for how to become productive for myself, not only will you just believe that it is too difficult to actually achieve, which might result to you in dropping those plans altogether, but it'll just make you revert right back to being unproductive. So try to figure out a plan that is not only somewhat easy for you to follow, but is also based on what you deem as priority. And with those two things in mind, make it somewhat fun so it doesn't feel like a complete chore to do. For example, if you haven't been cleaning up your room, start by making your bed right before you leave, or cleaning up your clothes or cleaning up whatever you feel like you have the capability of doing in the moment. And as you do it, put on some music on your headphones or a speaker if you're able to, and just have a little clean your room party. I always do it all the time. It makes me more motivated to actually clean. It makes me more excited to clean because I'm just I have my clean room party. But of course, if you do not listen to music when you clean, you could also incorporate the activities that you do enjoy into when you're cleaning or anything where you have an area of responsibility, you know what I mean? For example, if you like playing chess, pretend that as you're doing your laundry, you're folding your clothes or something like that. If your clothes start to pile up too high, that means it's checkmate for you and you let the clothes win. So it's a little bit more of a challenge thing. So you're making sure, okay, I don't want to get checkmate. I want to win this chess game with my clothes. So let me make sure that doesn't happen. Now, what about if you hadn't been working on your assignments and those have been starting to pile up as well? Well, just like with laundry and also other areas in life, start with the easier things, easier assignments that aren't that hard to do and are pretty quick, fast. So then by the time you get to those harder assignments, it doesn't feel as difficult to complete them because you're already aware, okay, if I was able to do those easy assignments and then those medium assignments, obviously you could do the hard ones and it won't even feel that difficult or hard. Because if you start with the harder ones, at least in my experience, it'll make you burnt out so fast. By the time you get to those easier ones, you're just I'm too tired to do it. I'm just not gonna do it. Or you might even not even feel motivated to do it because the harder ones made you if I can't do the harder ones, how am I gonna do the easier ones? Which will make you go right back to probably being unproductive again and letting those things pile up. And of course you might be wondering, well, then what's the point of making a plan if I might end up failing at it the first time? And that's what I mean. You might fail at the first time. Like I just said, I started my first plans and they were not easy. But eventually, as you keep going, as you keep trying to make a plan that works for you, you will get better at it. And next thing you know, you're more productive. So do not give up the first time you make a plan. Stick to a plan till it no longer works, and if it no longer works, revise that plan to make it to work better for you. And this does not only go for just homework assignments, this also goes for any fast in your life. And by the way, while you are studying, I highly recommend listening to brown noise and or like studying frequencies, because oh my god, they help. It makes studying go by so much faster. And luckily for you, you don't have to even search all above like which ones will work for you, because I have some link down below that worked for me and that probably worked for you as well. And even after I just given you the tips on how to make a reasonable plan on how to become a more productive person, you still feel like you can't achieve it, may I tell you, in one of my math courses, I went from an F to a C minus. Now, could I have gone a B? Yeah, I could have gone a B. But the point isn't the fact that I didn't get a grade that I wish I wanted or a grade that I could have achieved. The point is, I went from having an immensely low grade to an immensely high one, from figuring out a plan for myself, a reasonable plan for myself on how to get there. And it shows that with enough effort, even if you are excruciatingly behind from your course, you can also achieve the same thing. Of course, though, from an F to a C minus, some teachers, it really highly depends on the teacher, because some teachers probably will even let you really take extra credit, but that really comes to asking your teacher like, hey, I really want to pass this course. Like, is there any like assignments or something to help me like really bring my grade up? And most teachers will help, most teachers won't. And at the end of the day, all that matters is at least you tried, because you only fail if you don't try anything at all. Now, finally, after you have solidified a reasonable plan for yourself, my last tip to really help you ground that plan is by every time you achieve some part of your goal, some part of your plan, you should reward yourself. You see, changing yourself, even if it's for the betterment of your life, is still a difficult thing to do. Hell, I've done it before, and each step of the way, and even now, it's difficult, which is why you should always reward yourself for each step that you make. In my opinion, being that motivating factor for yourself, plus other motivating factors, hopefully you have family and friends who are also motivating you, but also being that motivating factor for yourself makes it extremely easy for you to stick to your routines and stick to your productivity. Because there are some days where, like, you know, you can't just always be going to people, you can't always be going to other outside factors to ask for support. So when those days are there and you may feel like you're at your lowest point, you're not sure if you could stick to that productivity plan, you should still have that outside factor, maybe the inside factor, which is yourself, to be like, hey, you gotta lock in. And then when you lock in, it's like, hey, now let's reward ourselves by buying ourselves like a nice cup of Joe. I don't know why I said Joe. I think I'm some New Englander, but we digress. So when you become that outside factor for your inside feelings, of course, no matter what obstacle comes your way, it won't be difficult to get through because you have you to motivate yourself through it. And even when you're not completely done with your mission to become productive, you'll finally be able to look in the mirror and be like, damn, you know, I've gone this far though. Better than yesterday, better than what I was like last year. And all it took was for you to analyze your surroundings, to realize who you are now, who you want to be, and how you will do it by creating a plan for yourself. And as you continue to follow that plan, reward yourself for it. And the reason why I emphasize this is because one day you'll wake up in your completely or / almost clean bedroom. You'll notice that almost all of your assignments or all of your assignments have been finished. And you'll be thankful that you took the advice that I gave you. And don't worry, you do not have to thank me in the comments for giving you this advice. It'll be very much appreciated, but you do not have to thank me in the comments. But thank yourself for taking that initiative in the first place. So if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, as you continue this journey, if I, Cece, for real went from being extremely unproductive, lazy, in fact, F's in most of my classes, went from being productive, I can't even call myself lazy anymore, and having mostly A's in all of my classes, then so can you.